channel. Duties that we include maintaining the equipment, the trailer, this case sweeping some street. always make sure that your equipment is in food grade condition, whether or not you're picking up any food related products or not. It's about the professionalism. If your customers can see the equipment is nice and clean, and they gladly keep giving you freight to haul. So, like I said, always keep your equipment in food grade condition. Your trailers, even the dry vans like what I just swept, free of debris. Why? For one, it's the professionalism, the pride, taking care of the equipment. The other side of it is, let's just say you're picking up a load of grain, salt, or sugar or something. You do not want like any contamination in terms of dust particles getting into the load of sugar or salt or flour for that instance. That's one of the reasons why you want to do that. So yeah, I mean, we all have to do our part when it comes to this stuff. And this were part of my starting the day routine since I attached this trailer last night after I delivered with a drop delivery here in the greater York, PA area. I already have my next run, which is about a half hour-ish, give or take, from where I'm at as far as the shipper. Oops. Yeah, I got to grab the right part of it, and then it's gonna work. Erst gurten, dann spurten. The old German way of wisdom words. Basically, first you shall buckle, then you shall start your engines. Yeah, you just have to keep taking pride in your equipment that you're working with. Always represent the business in the best you can. You have to get the charging cable connected to it. And things will be fine, you know. The vehicle is airing up now just because I did drain some of the air out of both tanks, primary and secondary, to make sure that I did not hit any problems in that regard. In terms of all of a sudden my brakes won't work because, you know, the airlines got frozen up. So with this kind of stuff, you have to always ask yourself, what you can do better. For one, take pride in your appearance.
Turn right, then take the first left.
As well as you're making sure that your equipment is not only up to par with the regulations of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, as you are subject for any type of inspection 24 hours at any given time of the day, where not only you yourself shall be in order and representable, of course, but also your equipment. Power unit and whichever trailer you may be attached to. So, and now, with me growing up in a better household than most, why is it that I chose to drive a truck to begin with? You know what? I'm just gonna go across the street real quick. Here at the Sheetz, it appears to have truck parking. Get myself a quick coffee while I'm here before I head out to the shipper. That way I don't have to stop for coffee between the shipper and the receiver anytime soon, outside of, you know, by regulations. Now that is interesting. Okay, let's see where they have shot. Seems to be good. Here's so I don't know what this guy is parked there. I don't know what he's doing. So
turn right on Old Susquehanna Trail, then take the third right.
not immediately. I mean, okay, again, the reason why I chose to get my CDL and start driving the truck was because I knew that that is one of the best ways to serve the basic needs of many in the a global supply chain. That's how that goes. Plus, I enjoy traveling and interacting with people. System was jinxing me, telling me I had an upcoming violation on it, but I just double checked my hours of service deal. Nothing, everything is good. I got 11 hours on my cycle, close to 12. Which means it's gonna be a rather shorter day altogether in my recap cycle, but it's okay. I shall return. Let me go grab that coffee. Yeah, I just finished grabbing my coffee, which I have my standard mug. Smart getting the keys out of here. Would you rather agree or not? Read it. That's all that's diesel. Now, where were we? Oh yeah. Why I chose to get my CDL instead of following family tradition in terms of global geopolitics, diplomatic relations. I felt the need to serve in a different manner, more it feels to me like more hands-on than doing all day long international diplomatic relations, as it actually is tradition. However, I quite literally decided to serve in this manner. What do they both have in common? They both involve traveling. Now, with the diplomatic relations, they both involve being, well, that part involves being dressed well. I do know the majority of professional drivers do not dress, if any, in the same manner as I do. I mean, I can understand why, for one. If you don't really pay attention, then you can mess up your good clothing real quick. So that is one reason. However, I'm intentionally very careful how I perform in my duties, and it does pay off. I mean, believe it or not, being intentionally well dressed, it's just as comfortable as for those walking around in a pair of flip-flops.
Turn right at the traffic light.
And jumper suit. Well, I believe jogger as they refer to here. So thus being intentionally well dressed also brings other advantages with you. For one, the professional attitude. And psychologically, it does give you psychologically a different performance. I spilled some of my fresh coffee there as the truck jumped into hoops unexpectedly. So,
Turn left on I-83 North.
Cannot always expect if we get the green arrow here that the other traffic is gonna stop as they have green at the same time. Possibly. It's a Sheetz coffee. So I prefer to liquid gold. The only kind you can consume and get away with it. The other kind of liquid gold
Continue on I-83.
I am invested in. From crude oil to the well-known gas and oil energy sector, ExxonMobil. So, yeah, I mean, for those that seek potentially upside in their financial situations, the less fortunate basically, it does pay off getting your CDL and to stick with it. It doesn't happen overnight. If you go into the over-road division, and should not have any other huge debt expenses like mortgage payments, whichever, then you should pretty easily be able to stash up lots of money. And start investing in this kind of stuff. So the opportunities are endless. But there's a lot of us that drive trucks, start making more money than they did before. And what happens automatically? Their lifestyle starts growing with the greater income they're getting. So, is this now for them a win-win situation? Not really, because they haven't really changed their attitude about finance. But yeah, the industry to drive truck is it is a great honor to do that for me. Way greater than just having kept traditions of diplomatic relations and this kind of stuff. Just about anybody who has a clean background, righteous habits, doesn't do no drugs of any kind, does not even drink alcohol, or if they do, then on their personal time in personal residence, very casually, and know how and when to be clear of any alcohol related after effects before they come back onto duty. So I myself do not drink really anything alcohol related. Occasionally, now and then, a single glass of wine, or champagne, and that is it. No beer, no other liquor, no nothing. And all of this very casually, as far as the proper events, such as a black tie or white tie, diner event. And with just one glass of it, everything is okay. And of course, I'm not operating any vehicle after drinking one glass of it, of any kind. If I require transportation, I'm having a chauffeur. post-operational cash flow after setting funds aside for taxation purposes back reinvested into the business and other investments. Speed shall be nice
In 1 3/4 miles, take
and
exit 39B
productive.
on the right, toward Philadelphia.
I already been notified to have upcoming due time for my B service on this vehicle, which is scheduled by Night Transportation. Within a particular dispatch ran miles range, and B services is basically a PM, preventive maintenance. 39B, nothing. Sun is trying to come out, messing with my eyes.
Take exit 39B on the right, toward Philadelphia.
It's not really out and it's not really hidden. It's this twilight situation. It's messing with my eyes.
In 1/4 mile, take the ramp ahead, then keep right.
And here's literally my plans when I have my business
Take the ramp ahead, then keep right.
up and running. And got more time freed up.
Keep right to
Then-
I-76 East.
Then I will further ratings in the aviation, as I then have physical more time to do that. And add on a air service of some kind into my business.
Continue on I-76.
Whether it's adding a air charter service or medical transportation, air cargo, search and rescue, options are there. Which route exactly I'm gonna end up, not certain yet. That is just an idea. I may just keep the added ratings after the Airman standard certifications, ACS for short. I may just keep it all on the Airman Class 3 regulations for private pilots. With added on type ratings and all this kind of stuff. And fly when I can. Privately across the globe, depending on the type of aircraft. Of course, the little Piper or Cessna, even though it has been done with what I like to refer to as kamikaze pilots. If bad things happen, you're gonna go down. You're gonna go down fast. With cross-Atlantic delivery flights and self-engineered internal additional fuel tanks added onto it, just to make your next leg and flying over the icy waters, from Alaska on over, eventually into Russian airspace, which would be the shortest distance to be over landmass again. However, most did stay out of the Russian airspace. And shows a more dangerous route until they come to the next airport they can fill up and have some rest and do whatever they need to do. Because let's face it, in private planes, especially the older models, have no autopilot. So what you do there is you trim the aircraft outright in terms of power, speed, flight level, and attitude of the aircraft. Attitude meaning the pitch, so level flight, climbing, descending, the pitch of the nose, the angle of the nose. And with a well-trimmed aircraft, and the preferred chosen power rate or power setting, it has the same function as an autopilot would, except it then only holds the altitude you are within reason, and airspeed you're at. You can do your manual course corrections at the same flight level. It's not gonna be a autopilot that already has everything via electronic computer, punched in. Where in normal cases, every course correction per waypoint, the autopilot automatically does. And you just monitor instruments and radio traffic. As well as, visual air traffic. Yeah. So I absolutely enjoy flying. To me, there's no such greater thing to do when I have the time. Regulations to observe up there, as bad things could happen pretty quick, especially when you go closer to pretty busy airspace around, the heavy jet airports. If you in a smaller private plane, before you even enter that type of airspace, you're gonna have to get clearance by air traffic control. Even if you just plan on, traveling on by through there, not even having that chosen to land and then park the plane, Because the pros on private planes is you're not just restricted to heavy jet airports. You can be parked and land just about at any airport outside of private airfields, with two exceptions. One would be an in-flight emergency, all rules fall out the window. The other be quite literally direct permission by the owner that private strip is belonging to. So unless you are the owner of the private strip, But yeah, flying is very enjoyable. You just have to make smart decisions about that too. Like your go and no-go decisions. Same principle, or should be the same principle for safe operations when it comes to driving your truck in inclement weather. Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? As for flying, especially private planes, you feel every rough air much more than than you do in a heavy jet. And the plane reacts much more to it as well. So those are the decisions you're gonna base it out of. It's like between point A and B, what changes of weather pattern may be expected in which altitudes, what are the wind speeds looking like, then on your own personal rating, are you rated instrument flight rules, which means radar and instrument guided navigation. Or are you just have your rating for visual flight rules, which do not permit you to fly within a certain range above, below, in front, and so on and so forth, of any clouds. So, depending on the airspace you're in, all of that, there are set rules for it that you have to abide by. Your airplane in relation to the distance of the physical clouds. Is it now overcast? Is it scattered? What type of clouds? All of this type of stuff. What is your visibility range in terms of nautical miles? All of that. Like on a day like this, where I'm at right now, just right here, for this area, it would be for me a go decision, but in a marginal visual flight rules, as we have for the most part overcast. With a fairly higher altitude ceiling. So, just little things like that, you know. You have to know your own limits on this kind of stuff. Yeah. How would you react in case of an engine failure? In relation to the altitude you had to the ground? Priority number one there would be to keep you cool and put your advisory out over the emergency frequency. With your location, as you simultaneously not only observe the instruments, but also by manual operations of the type of aircraft. Go through your emergency engine failure related checklist. So, because with loss of power, you already know there's only one way, and that is down by law of the physics. Now, if you can hold your airspeed with the pitch the best you can, trimmed for holding best glide speed, as well as the overall attitude of the airplane. So what you do not want to do is, as you know, your airspeed is dropping to begin with by loss of power. You do not want to change the attitude and the pitch to pulling up. That's gonna get you really quick into a stall. Just the airflow over your wings gonna start failing, which you now keep the plane up. Then you just need to glide it the best you can, and if you're lucky, you can restart that engine, but shall not just act like nothing happened. You shall, proceed on to a safe landing at the nearest by airfield, or any other safe location, preferably afterwards. So, main thing is not to panic, like, oh my god, I'm gonna crash. You just need to understand the law of physics, Once you do understand that and abide by it, you're gonna be a heck of a pilot. Being above mountain terrain with nothing but woods under you, those situations gonna be even more tricky. And with those situations, you have to literally scan for like the best areas where you don't have no trees all densed up around. Most of the time is it in plateau situations. So you scan for plateaus and start heading in that direction.
In 1 3/4 miles, take exit 266 on the right to Pennsylvania 72 North.
I don't think it's too much longer till I get to trailer sitting there and waiting for me. Yep. Well, then keep subscribing to the
Take
channel.
exit 266 on the right to Pennsylvania 72 North.
If you'd like to find out more and get to know more about this industry, also like what's it like to
In 1/2 mile, take the ramp ahead, then take the first left. Take the ramp ahead, then take the first left.
Yeah, or other things I do when I'm out here. So and I hope that everybody has a great
Turn left at the traffic
week
light.
and staying productive. The Depot Trucker running from Night Transportation out.